Oh.
Sorry, I just saw in the screen. Just keep breathing. Go back to the screen. Yes. Okay. Just allowing your breath to move freely. Slowly bring your gaze, the inner gaze, into maybe one place that you'd like to focus on today. It could be your third eye, could be your heart. If you'd like to ground yourself, you might want to bring your awareness focusing into the root chakra, the very bottom of our torso. Your inner gaze could be shifting throughout the practice. Start shifting your thoughts into what are you seeing, what are you feeling, rather than what you want to see or what you want to feel. Without any judgment, just observing. Taking a moment to set an intention for today's practice, if there is any. Or dedicating your practice to somebody else or something else. Reach your palms together, letting the base of your thumbs lifting up your sternum. Releasing your chin towards your chest. Gently opening your eyes, focusing on one point. Fingertips or mat. Slowly bring your gaze forward. And if you feel comfortable, let's have the half lotus pose. So have your right leg over the left hip crease. If you feel comfortable, you don't have to. And then reach your arms up. Interlace them fingers, sending your palms up, taking a slight back bend. Exhale, reach your palms forward, rounding your back. Inhale, lifting up, opening the front body. And exhale, round, opening the back body. One more time, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, round. Inhale, come back to the center. Releasing your right hand down, lengthen the left side of your body. From here, release your left hand to the outside of your right thigh, lifting your torso. Let's take a side bend to the left, but you're twisting to your right side. And releasing your right hand to the outside of your left thigh, rounding your back, sending your head down, and then opening the space in between your shoulder blades. You might want to send your breath into that space. Slowly lifting your torso, reach both hands behind your hips, sending your sternum up towards the sky. Bring your head back to the center, switching your crossing legs if your legs are crossed. So let's have the left foot over the right. If you feel comfortable, half lotus. And reach your arms up, interlace them fingers, sending your palms up, taking a slight back bend. And exhale round, opening the back body. Inhale, lifting up, opening the front body. And exhale round, open the back. One more time, inhale, lifting up. Exhale round. Inhale, come back to the center. Releasing your left hand down, lengthen the right side of your body. And releasing your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. And then lifting your torso, side bending to your right side. Releasing your left hand to the outside of your right thigh, crossing your arms in front, and let your sternum reaching back away from your arms. Let your head heavy. Slowly lifting your torso, reach both hands behind your hips, sending your sternum up towards the sky. Bring your head back to the center, moving into downward facing dog. Taking your time, pedal your feet, opening the back of your legs. As you inhale, raising your heels. Softening your knees, look towards your hands. Taking a slowest walk to the front of your mat. Moving into forward fold, Uttanasana. Keeping your knees soft, maybe reach for your elbows. Swing your torso side to side or gently shaking your head yes or no if that feels good. Releasing your hands down towards the mat. Softening your knees. Slowly roll up. One vertebrae at a time. Coming up to standing Tadasana, mountain pose. Letting your energy moving into your feet. Letting your energy moving through your legs, through your hips, through the spine towards the crown of the head. Lifting your energy up towards the sky at the same time, grounding your energy down to the earth. Inhale, reach your arms up. Taking a slight back bend, lifting your heart up towards the sky, lifting your tailbone down towards your heels. Exhale, hinging from your hip joints forward, fold, softening your knees if you need to. Inhale, lengthening the spine, flat back. And softening your knees. Stepping back into downward facing dog. Releasing your knees down to the mat. And then lower your hips towards your heels. Let's reach the right hand behind you. I'm doing the same side. And swing your left hand up and over. And then swing your left arm to your left side. And then right arm back and up to the left side. And then sending your hands forward, moving into plank pose. Taking a modified flow once, releasing your knees down as you exhale lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale, moving into baby cobra, little or no weight on your hands. Releasing your torso down, pressing through tabletop. Moving into downward facing dog. And then releasing your right shin down to the mat. So your left leg is extended. And then sliding your left foot to the right side. Maybe gaze beyond or gaze over your right shoulder towards the left foot, if that feels good. And bring your gaze back, left toes back to the center. You might want to stay here for a few more breaths or lift your left foot. Make sure you're not sinking your navel down. Keep hugging your navel into the spine. You might want to bend your left knee. If you'd like to, you can ground through your left hand. Reach your right hand towards the left foot. And press your foot into your hand. If that's available, you can take anything that you feel better at this moment. And releasing your right hand down. Step your left toes back and press through your hands. Step your right foot forward. Left foot forward, forward, fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, reach arms all the way up with a slight back bend. Exhale, diving forward, forward, fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine, flat back. Softening your knees, stepping back into downward facing dog. Releasing your knees on the mat. Releasing your hips towards your heels, left hand behind, right arm up and over. I'm doing the same side again. If you'd like to, you can lift your pelvis. Releasing your hips down. Let's swing your arms to the right side. You can lift your hips or keeping your hips low. Releasing your hips down, hands forward into plank pose. If you're ready through chaturanga, move through chaturanga. As usual, I'm showing the modified version. Inhale into any back bend. And exhale into downward facing dog. Releasing your left shin down to the mat. And then extending your right leg. Slide your right toes to the left side. Gaze over your left shoulder. And slowly bring your toes back, gaze back. You might want to stay here or lift your right foot. Maybe bend your right knee. Ground through your right hand, reach your left hand towards the right foot. Keep hugging your navel towards the spine. And releasing your left hand down. Press through your toes. Step your left foot forward. Right foot forward, forward, fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine, flat back. Exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, reach arms all the way up with a slight back bend. Exhale, diving forward, forward, fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Moving through your choice of flow or skip your flow, you might want to simply step back into down dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release out. Inhale. Sign out of flutter your lips. Taking 5 more breath cycles in down dog. Lower your knees down into child's pose. Again, wherever you are, maybe finding your inner gaze again, wherever you want to focus on. And then once you feel ready, coming back into downward facing dog. Or if you'd like to modify that, I'm going to do the modified version in the tabletop. So either down dog, if you're ready. Inhale, raising your right leg back in. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, reach back. Exhale to your right armpit. Inhale, pressing back. Exhale to your right armpit. Keep twisting, moving into fallen triangle. If you're taking a modified version, please switch your legs. Push the flow away. Releasing your left hand down. Swing your right foot back and up into down dog split. Opening your hips, bending your knee. And then squaring your hips, step your right foot forward into lunge. Releasing your left knee down, untuck your toes, protecting your left knee if you need to. And lifting your arms up, moving into Untitled low lunge. And maybe reach your hands behind your hips into like stump fingers if that feels good. Sending your heart up towards the sky. And then from here, if you feel comfortable, keep your arms as is. Tuck your left toes, lifting your left knee up into high lunge. And maybe taking a slight back bend, lifting your heart up towards the sky. Keep hugging your navel into your spine to protect your back. And bring your torso back to the center. You can step your left foot a little bit forward if you need to. And then release your left heel down, moving into warrior one. Grounding through the outer left foot and lifting your left inner ankle. Again, inhale, reach your heart up towards the sky. And then exhale, releasing your torso forward, moving into humble warrior. Keep hugging your outer right hip towards the left heel. And then slowly release your hands down to the floor. Let's walk the hands to the left side. And then all the way to the left foot. Moving into warrior two. Turn your left toes out, right toes in. Inhale, reversing your warrior. And moving into triangle pose. Straighten your left leg, swing your hips to the right side, moving into triangle pose. Imagining there is an invisible wall behind you, especially your mid-back likes to poke forward, hugging your front ribs. So almost you're reaching from your front ribs to the back. Maybe bringing your inner gaze back. And then softening your left knee. Inhale, reversing your warrior. Releasing your hands down to the floor. Step your right foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine. And then softening your knees. Rolling all the way down on your back. Yeah, extending your feet and arms up towards the sky. And flexing your feet. You're going to push your feet up towards the sky, so you're kind of tilting your pelvis up towards the sky. And then reach your fingers up towards the sky. Lift your head and shoulders, look towards your navel. And really reach up, reach up, reach up. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Softening your torso down. And then from here, moving through your choice of flow. Skip your flow. We're meeting downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release out. Inhale, raising your right leg back and up. And stepping forward into lunge. Now step your left foot a little bit forward. And try to straighten both legs. Keeping your left hand underneath your chin, right hand to your pelvis. And then use your right hand to guide your right hip back. And then place your right hand to your sacrum. And then slowly peeling your torso to the right side. Keep finding the length from your tailbone and crown of the head, the oppositional direction. And then from here, slowly gaze down. You might want to send your left foot a little bit forward and then swing your right foot back and up, moving into half moon. If you need to use the prop to lift your torso, it might be a nice idea to use the prop. You might want to bend the right leg, reach your right hand towards the right foot, and then press your foot backwards, taking a Shavasana, if that feels good. And then slowly release your right foot, and then lifting your torso, landing into goddess pose. You might be towards the front of your mat, but it's okay. Pressing through your feet, inhale, lifting your arms up and legs into star pose. And then turning your toes forward. If you'd like to, you can hop your feet together nice and quietly so your neighbors won't be surprised. And you can come to the mat, the center of your mat. Moving into tree pose. Shifting your weight on your left foot. Raising your right leg. You can take a traditional tree or moving into half lotus tree, like what we did earlier in the beginning of the class, taking a half lotus, if you'd like to. You can keep holding your right foot with your left hand if you prefer to. Or you can reach your right hand behind you to grab your right toes, if that's available. Doesn't have to be available at this moment. Of course, I'm going to show the modification. Keeping your foot a little bit lower might be easier for what we're going to do. If you're holding the foot, have your foot on your hand, hand on your foot. Keep your arm, reach your arms up, or one of the arm up. And finding the length here. And as you exhale, release your torso forward. And if you are taking a half lotus, make sure your foot is snuggling into your left hip. So you're not pushing your left thigh. You might want to bend your left knee so you can reach your hands down. And when you're ready, slowly lifting your torso. Now reach your right foot behind you. Catch your right foot behind, extending your left arm up. Setting up for dancer pose. First, hug your inner thighs in, navel into the spine, finding the midline. If you're ready, slowly kick your right foot back. Focusing on one point where it's not moving, but also finding the inner gaze. Anywhere that feels it needed to focus. Nice, everyone, slowly release your right foot. Now send your right foot behind, towards the back. Moving into IT band stretch. You might want to roll onto the outer left foot. And slowly release both hands down, step your feet back into plank. And then let's roll onto the outer right foot, moving into side plank. Keep lifting the bottom hip up. Breathing. And then let's switch to the other side. Releasing your left hand down, right on left, rolling onto the outer left foot. And lifting the lower hip down, up. Breathing. And releasing your right hand down. And lower your knees on the mat. Lifting your torso upright. You might want to protect your knees. And moving into little camel pose. Reach your hands behind your hips. You can bring your knees hips width and lifting your heart up towards the sky. And slowly lifting your chin to your chest, releasing your hips down, moving into child's pose for a moment. And sliding your torso forward, moving on your belly. And then let's bend the right leg. If you can reach for your right foot, you can reach for your right foot. If you cannot reach, maybe you can use the towel or strap, or you can also use a hanger. I thought that was a great idea once somebody brought a hanger to hang your jacket or whatever to use to reach to the back foot. I thought that was a clever idea. You can send your foot towards your glutes, or you can press your foot into your hands. And then let's release the foot and then switch to the left leg. Bend your left knee. If you can reach for your left foot, hold the left foot. You might want to keep hugging your inner thighs towards each other. You can bring your foot close to your glutes or press your foot into your hands. And then slowly release your foot down, rolling on your back, facing up towards the sky. And this time, press through your feet, walk your heels, hips width, and lifting your hips up. Into bridge pose. And slowly release your hips down. From here, moving through your choice of flow. You might want to simply move into downward facing dog. Or adding a hop back. If you'd like to add a crow, you might want to add a crow. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release out. Inhale. Sighing out the breath. Lowering your knees down into child's pose. Softening your breath. And you might be wondering, today's theme is inner gaze, right? And I'm moving so much in that you have to really focus on the outside of you. So that's the purpose that I'm doing. Even though you're focusing out, can you always bring back your inner gaze? So that was my point today. And maybe just playing with it if you don't feel comfortable doing it. Again, it's all your choice. So you can drop inner gaze if you need to. When you're ready. Coming back into downward facing dog. Well, of course, I'm going to show the modification. Inhale, raising your left leg back and up. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, press back. Exhale to your left armpit. Inhale, pressing back. To your right armpit. Keep twisting, moving into fallen triangle. Switching your legs if you're modifying. Press the floor away so you're not sinking into the joints. Placing your right hand down. Swing your left foot back and up into down dog split. Opening your hips, bending your knee. And squaring your hips, step your left foot forward into lunge. Lower your right knee down and tuck your toes. And lifting your torso up. Moving into low lunge, Untitled. Again, you can keep your arms extending up towards the sky or reach your hands behind you. Interlace your fingers in the opposite grip. And lifting your heart up towards the sky. Bring your torso back to the center if you feel comfortable. Keep your arms as this. Tuck your right toes. Lifting your right knee. And then when you're ready, again, finding the back bend. Keep hugging your navel towards the spine to protect your lower back. And slowly lift your torso, adjust your right foot, moving into warrior one. So you might want to Send your right foot a little bit forward. Right heel down on the mat. Grounding through the outer right foot, lifting your right inner ankle. Inhale, lifting your heart up towards the sky. Then exhale, moving into humble warrior. Hanging the outer left foot towards your right heel. And then slowly release your hands down. Walk your hands to the right side, all the way towards your right foot. And moving it into warrior to adjusting your feet. Inhale, reversing your warrior. Moving into triangle pose. Straighten your right leg. Swing your pelvis to the left side. Finding the invisible wall behind you. Softening your right knee, inhale, reversing your warrior. Releasing your hands down towards the right foot. Step your left foot forward. And then rolling all the way down on your mat. Again, adding the core work. Extending your arms and legs up. And you're gonna press your feet, almost your heels are reaching up towards the sky, so you're tilting your pelvis up. And lift your head and shoulders. And lift up. Breathing easy. Keep reaching up for 5. 4. Tailbone lifts. 3. 2. Relaxing your facial muscles. And 1, releasing your torso down. Moving through your choice of flow. Skip your flow. We're meeting downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release up. Inhale, raising your left leg back in. And stepping forward into lunge. Step your right foot a little bit closer. You might want to use the props if you need to. Left hand to the left hip. You can keep your right hand on the floor, no problem. And use your left hand to reach, lengthen the left side of your body. And then readjust your left palm over your sacrum and peeling your torso to the left. Keep finding the length in your spine. And then gazing down to the mat. Step your right foot a little bit closer and swing your left leg back and up, and then open your torso up to the side, moving into a half moon or the Vajrasana. If you'd like to, you might want to reach your left foot behind you, hold your left hand with your left hand, left foot with your left hand, and press back. And slowly releasing your left foot, softening your right knee, landing into goddess pose. Pressing through your feet, coming up to stand. Opening your arms to the T shape, turn your toes forward, and you can jump together, or you can walk your feet together. Moving into tree pose. Shifting your weight on your right leg, bending your left knee, and taking a traditional tree or half lotus tree, or taking a little bit lower tree pose. And if you're holding the foot, you can keep your hand as is. Reach your available hand up towards the sky with both hands. Lengthening the spine as you inhale. Exhale, release your torso forward. You might want to soften your right knee to reach forward. Slowly, slowly lifting your torso. Now, reach your left foot behind you and then hold your left foot. Right arm up towards the sky. Hugging your inner thighs towards each other. Navel to the spine. You might want to stay here, maybe kick your left foot back. Keep breathing. And keep finding your energy up. Bringing your inner gaze back. And slowly releasing your left foot. Reach your left foot behind you. Left hand down. And then rolling onto the outer left foot. Feeling the active back stretch. Oh, my bad. Right foot. And releasing your right hand down, moving into plank. And then let's roll on the outer left foot. Left hand up towards the sky. Side plank. If you need to modify, you can lower your bottom shin down or step your right foot forward, hovering here for 5. Maybe taking any variation if you want to go for 3. Whoop. You might want to go for 3, 2, and 1. Switch to the other side. Rolling onto the outer right foot. Again, if you need to modify and lower the bottom leg down or step your top foot forward. Maybe taking a 3 with your left leg if you'd like to. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing your hands down and lower all the way down on the mat. And then let's bend your left knee. Maybe you can reach both hands to the foot, left foot if you'd like to. And then you can add a quad stretch. Keep hugging your inner thighs towards each other, but relaxing your glutes. Or you might want to press your foot back, maybe lifting your gaze forward. And then slowly release your torso down, releasing your left foot. Let's switch the leg. Bend your right knee. You can reach for your right foot with both hands or one hand. Maybe sending your foot towards your glutes or pressing it into your hands. Keep drawing your inner thighs towards each other. If you'd like to, if you're kicking your foot backwards, lifting your gaze forward. And then releasing your torso down to the floor, releasing your legs, and then rolling up towards the sky, facing up. This time, if you're ready for wheel, you can move into wheel or bridge, whichever you feel comfortable. So if you're ready for wheel, Prepare your arms by your ears and pressing into your hands and feet. Lifting up. Moving into bridge pose. And then slowly release your hips down. And moving through your choice of flow. Skip your flow. Meeting downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release out. Inhale. Releasing out. Lowering your knees down into child's pose. Softening your breath. When you're ready, slowly lifting your torso and moving into camel pose, which I forgot to. I've skipped the camel pose. So you might want to protect your knees if you need to, and coming up on your knees. Knees hips width. Reach your hands behind you. Fingers pointing down. Well, unless you want to take a little bit of challenge, extending your arms up and then lifting your heart up. You can take a mild one. Try not to lean back from your pelvis. Keep reaching your front thigh forward as you reach back. And again, can you bring your inner gaze back? Maybe to your heart center. Or if you need a little more uplifting energy, maybe bring your energy to the crown chakra, the top of your head. And slowly bring your chin to your chest, lifting your torso. And releasing your hips down. Moving into Vajrasana, sitting on your heels. Unless you feel uncomfortable sitting on this way, you can sit in a regular seated pose. Just closing your eyes for a moment and observe. How is your body doing? How is your body feeling? Instead of letting your mind take over the thoughts. Let yourself feel it. And then slowly opening your eyes. Let's send your pelvis to one side, extending both feet forward. And then rolling all the way down on your back. Hugging your knees into your chest for a moment, rolling side to side. I'm going to do the same side. So keep hugging your right knee. You can release your left foot on the floor or extending long on the mat, whichever you choose. You can circle your right hip. If that feels good. Just massaging the ascending colon. And you can keep your right knee bent or extending your left leg long. You can maybe circle your ankle if that feels good. And if you are extending your left leg out, can you reach the back of your left thigh down towards the mat as you reach your right leg towards you, or reach your right foot up towards the sky? Rebending your right knee. And send your right leg to your left side. Scoot your hips a little bit to the right. So you can bring the spine in line with your head. Taking any other variation of the twisting. If you'd like to, you can cross your legs. Or you might want to allow the gravity to do the work for you. Bring your gaze back to the center, knees back, hips back to the center. Again, hugging your knees into your chest, both knees, again. And then keep bending your left knee. Release your right foot down or right leg down. You can circle your left hip. If you're ready, maybe extending your left leg out. You can circle your left ankle. And if you're reaching your right leg long, send the back of your right thigh down to the mat. Rebending your left leg, crossing over to your right side. Scoot your hips a little bit to the left side. Bring your gaze back to the center. Knees back, hips back to the center. And let's move into happy baby pose for a moment. Maybe rolling side to side. And if you'd like to take any variations or any things that your body is asking for you, if you want to go for shoulder stands or headstands or handstands, take few breaths to move into anything that your body is asking for. Or you might be ready to moving into Shavasana. Taking a few more breath cycles. Moving into your choice of Shavasana. allowing each part of your body to melt into the earth. If you prefer to stay on your back a little bit longer, you're welcome to. And if you're ready, slowly deepening your breath. Your awareness back in your body. Creating small movements. Maybe extending arms and legs out, taking a whole body stretch. Slowly bending your knees, rolling onto one side. When you're ready, lifting your torso.
Finding your comfortable piss. Ay, coño. Piss.
Letting your sits bones grounding down to the earth. Lifting your energy up towards the sky. Gathering your palms together. If you'd like to join me for one now, exhaling wherever you are. Inhale deeply. Thank you so much for joining today. It's always great to see you. Nice work, everyone. I hope to see you